showed the Photoshop.
I haven't.
You gotta do that sometime.
Genevieve. Live in Pink, I have something for you later. I'll send it to you over in Skype at some point.
Alright, so in this ace match here, we have spawning in the top right-hand corner. It is our green Protoss. Believe.
You said that weird. You said that like you were having a stroke.
I didn't.
Like you were about to pass out.
If I had a stroke, I'd just be like,
Believe.
Don't stop.
That's what you would say.
Please don't copy stroke. That's not funny.
Okay, sorry, bro. I didn't know you were so sensitive about strokes.
And who is he fighting against?
He's fighting against, in the bottom right, a vertical spawn. His opponent tied the game up 1-1. It is his opponent. I can't see the color because he pulled up the chat. It is the blue Zerg Hendralisk.
So
stop pulling up the chat, bro.
I just want to keep engaged with our chat.
I'm kidding.
Because
I don't remember the colors.
People watching us are.
So guys, at the very beginning of this matchup, you saw that the camera was uber zoomed out. Maybe our production manager will do that for you right now. So that's one of the features of this custom mod, that it allows you to zoom out even more, which is great for seeing more army, especially if the armies are just out of range in the regular view.
This looks so cool.
Then you can just zoom in as normal. I mean, it doesn't break anything in the game. Obviously, what's more apparent is the visual layout of the UI. You can see the players already have their colors displayed. You don't have to press Control-N, which observers know the pain of having to quickly at the beginning of the game, Control-N, choose this viewer, press C, do this, press D. So everything's basically up for you. There's also a new version that's coming out for these guys. They're actually producing an even better, an enhanced one, which has a telestrator, which allows you to draw on the map. So you can say, you know, there's an expo coming out here. You can show where concaves are, draw lines, show this, show that. Really cool stuff. So these guys are going places. You will hear more from them in the future. I'm certain of it. So definitely get to them and tell them thanks for doing such awesome work.
Yep. So now we're looking into this game. We see the Nexus coming up for our Protoss player here. He actually did go Nexus first, and now is getting his Forge and Gateway Wall started at the front here. Side note, my mom's watching. Hi, Mom.
Is your mom watching?
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Songers. Your son is a upstanding man.
Wow,
you did a
so
great
nice
job raising him.
Thank you. You just hit me in the feels right now. Anyways, back into this game. Zerg has got his third base. Now, you know, the thing about this map, it's a little bit harder to get that third base as a Zerg player, or actually any player, because of the rocks in the middle.
Yeah, it takes a lot longer to bust them down with your Zerglings. They just take an absolutely ridiculous amount of time. On the opposite hand, Protoss love this map, and this is probably the reason why Believe picked this map. It's very easy to secure an easy third on this map. All you have to do is bust down those rocks, put 2 gates to block your third expo, and you're basically set. You're in a position where you have a wall to defend, and you didn't invest too much to do it.
Hendralisk saying, no rock's gonna stop me. Grabs that base anyways. So he will be working on those rocks soon enough to be able to transfer his drones over safely. Overlord's gonna take a couple pot shots from that cannon though, but safely will get away.
What is that, the starboard side? Was it starboard on the right side?
Starboard? Port.
Is it port?
Port.
Do you know?
No. I'm not a captain.
You're not nautical.
So I'm not a pirate.
Both of our players are happy to build up standard intros for both of our players. Cybernetics Core almost finished for Believe, and when it is, we'll be able to show you another one of the functions of this this custom map, in which it shows what the upgrades are for the buildings.
Yeah, they actually appear right on the buildings.
Yeah, the icon.
And once the look at that!
There it is. You can see how the warp gate technology for the gates is going up on that Cybernetics Core, and the Robo also. So it looks like Believe really likes this Century Immortal play, and I'm not saying that's what he's doing in this map, but he really does
he likes the early Robo play. It allows him to get those early Immortals out, so he will be safe against, you know, some sort of roach attack, but also he can knock down those rocks a little faster.
Yeah, and it's a great counter versus the roaches, but if Hendralisk decided to go for some Muta play, it could really be the downfall. You produce nothing of that can attack air from the Robo, so really you could basically be caught with your pants down.
Yep, and now we can see some Stalkers doing a little bit of scouting right now. He's going to be able to see if Zerg did grab that third base, and that's going to give him a tell of what's to come. Yep. You can see the double gas completing at the 6-minute 30 mark, so definitely started them in the 6-minute. So very standard play going on for Hendralisk over here. A lot of creep, I thought those were creep tumors. It was like 10 creep tumors at a time. Holy.
No, the Stalker has finally reached Hendralisk's base. It does take a few shots on his Zerglings, and it does take out one. So good for him to kill one Zergling and then run away scot-free. A bunch of probes are being transferred over to the natural of Hendralisk, and now an Evo chamber coming out, and a few sentries being warped in by Believe by Clarity's
Did you see what just happened right there?
No, what happened?
So Believe uses Immortal to kill a probe because he was supply locked and couldn't make his next Immortal. The only reason he was doing that is because he wants his Immortals out as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
I think this
is
going to be a timing push.
Indeed, so he wants to make sure his Immortals come out one after the other. The Ants go marching, the Immortals go marching one by one, and now we see another hatch coming out, a macro hatch inside the main, and this Overlord coming in for the scout. Just as we said, you have to sacrifice those Overlords to get any sort of an idea of what's going on, and 6 gateways coming in, so it looks like this will be a pretty heavy Sentry Immortal timing. He will be able to warp in a bunch of units. After this Immortal, I'm expecting a Warp Prism to come in, and he's going to play the same shenanigans he did in the first matchup.
It looks like the Roach Board is already complete, so Henry's just going to be starting to pump up out his forces right now. He's also getting +1 weapons for himself.
Weapons is
+1. I feel like that was like Gollum. Hobbitses.
What is it? It's a Hobbitses? And there's the Warp Prism, just as we said. Level 1 weapons is going to be finished very soon. This is the timing that Clarity's Believe wanted. You can see the upgrade of the weapons on that forge. And now it is up to Hendralisk to defend this push. One Spine Crawler is being built, but those Spine Crawlers do absolutely nothing versus the Immortals that was scouted. I believe that there was a Zealot that came over and scouted this.
So I'm just gonna say this is good. The rocks are down. Sorry, that was rude of me.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Whatever. I take it back, Mrs. Songers. I take it back.
I'm a terrible person.
Absolutely. Hendralisk noticed this, sees what's going on. A warp in of a bunch of Stalkers comes in to join this army, +1 Zealot. This army is now going to face off, and this is going to be the battle. We're going to see who comes out on top. These are the types of battles in Zerg versus Protoss that determine everything.
Ooh.
Oh, Beta force fields very cheaply. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitters. Is going to look to push onto that ramp, is waiting for another warp in, is trying to attack with the Stalkers from range, trying not to get out of position. Is able to pull these armies into 2 different groups, and a couple Zerglings do get caught by those force fields.
These force fields are just getting baited out so easily by Hendralisk here. He's whooping in more sentries now, but you know, you can see that Believe is a little bit lower on gas. Henry just wants to bait it just a little more. His +1 weapons are almost finished, but now Protoss is assaulting the third, and this could not be worse for Hendralisk.
He keeps just enough of an opening to the right, and now he blocks it off, and now the army of Hendralisk is kind of cut off from this main force. More weapons are coming in because of that Warp Prism. Is Hendralisk going to die here, or is he going to be able to break it? It doesn't look like he has enough. The Roaches are getting killed by these Immortals. An absolutely devastating attack, and these Zerglings are going to get caught in a bad rally, and now this third base is going to be assaulted and will definitely go down.
I think we have our production tab up. As you can see, there are 8 Lings and then a couple more Roaches being produced, but the numbers are still quite low. I'm not sure if Hendralisk has enough steam to be able to take out this army. He does look like he's going to go for a counter, but there is a full wall left at the front. Another couple of good force fields here, and this army is just huge.
And Hendralisk deciding to go for a counterattack, going to do a base trade. These sentries are attacking like nuts. There's so many sentries in this army, but the damage has been bolstered by those Immortals. The Roaches have finally breached the front wall. The sentries are pushing through, unfortunately attacking the Overlords. A bunch of cannons are being placed at the top of the main base for Believe in a desperate attempt to protect his main base, the last bastion of his Protoss base. And now all of these Spine Crawlers are being absolutely stifled by these Immortals, and the force field is preventing any sort of force by Hendralisk.
So yeah, with that force field sentry warping at the front, Protoss will always have this advantage in a base race against Zerg. They can't get up the ramp. With cannons coming up now, you can see the base of Hendralisk is over, and Hendralisk decides to tap out, so
Believe take